happy day. Thank you for visiting Synchronicity Sagas, where numbers weave through real life. Oh, I'm out of breath already. I walked up the stairs and then set this up real quick because I was like, oh, let me read this real fast. Okay. Hi, happy day. Thank you for visiting Synchronicity Sagas, where numbers weave through real life in ways that are weird, wild, and sometimes so ordinary you'd miss the message if you weren't paying attention. I'm Miriam, your numerology nerd and cosmic hype woman, and I'm sitting down with real people, real stories, and real numbers to uncover the patterns that shape our lives. Because, let's be real, coincidences are just synchronicities that are lazy and waiting to be noticed. And once you see the pattern, that's when the real magic really begins. So, let's get into it. Today we speak with Mia. Here. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we should be recording now. We're recording. Hello. We're here. We are alive. We are humans.
Very true. Very true.
We are here. So nice to we already pre-met before this, and I got some info from you and all that. It's just like, yes, nice. Is it Maya? Should I say Mia Ray?
Oh, Mia Ray is just in there, but it's
Okay.
Mia.
Mia. Okay. All right. Mia. Oh.
I know.
So I kind of fangirled as soon as I saw you because I was like, I was not expecting me to look like this. So I'm not trying to like make people perceive you even further.
Oh no, I have to be cool with it. So.
You have to be. But it's also like your vibe, your aesthetic. You adorn yourself. Like I loved all your jewelry. Silver's really good on you. Like it's just like, so I was very happy to see your face. So yes, I have some stuff. I usually have like these like lists of questions over here that are based past, present, future, if the conversation lulls. But for the most part, we're gonna just talk and you'll talk and things will come up as they come up. And I might talk about your numbers.
I'm giggling so much because like it's crazy how I've just been shouting, in an affectionate way, to be able to express this exact purpose of this conversation. So I'm just, if I like laugh maniacally or just like yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You asked me something, didn't you?
Yes, probably. Probably like, hey, what do you want to talk about? Something like along those lines.
Okay, was this like our second rescheduling, or was I mistaken that we were once scheduled last week, or this was it?
No, this was it. It was scheduled, but I sent it to you, and it was like 1,000 times, or like for a few people actually. It showed like weird times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is 4 a.m. Nobody's up at 4 a.m. And so I fixed it. But yeah, the 26th has been it. Yeah, for sure. You're the only one this week that I have going on. I was like, yeah, I'm usually pretty busy with all the other stuff going on. So I'm like, this is a good day.
I'm so glad. That's awesome.
For sure. I'm glad it's you. I'm glad it's, I mean, I'm acting like I don't know you, by the way. I don't know this person, but I do feel like I know you.
Actually, we're roommates. I'm in the other room.
Yeah, like, hello.
Hercules, please. No.
He's always in our stuff.
Literally, Joey, my little one, trust, lately. Yeah, but yes, this is our first time meeting, and I feel like even when I have you like playing in the background, like when I'm doing work or just art, it's like I'm sitting there talking, like nodding my head vigorously, like, yeah, damn, she got me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so maybe that's what the vibe is we're picking up, or I'm picking up on, at least,
Yeah, for sure. Well, I do have some of your numbers. So I know your attitude number. I know your birthday numbers. That being said, you are in a 7-year. A year of 7.
No.
Yes.
That's, I mean, I'm not, I don't know the language, maybe as it pertains to me more, but not like this overall. So I feel like it good. 7 good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like fruits of labor vibes, maybe.
You're very much so like spiritually, like all the work that you're like seeing what is meant for like I guess essentially like what your seeds are meant to be doing, what the fruit is going to turn into.
That's amazing. I will be writing stuff down, by the way, if I
Yeah, please do. Yeah. But yeah, it's also the reason why it is really good for you. And this is technically for everyone. We're in a 9-year, so everyone is in their attitude. 7 is your attitude. So you really love like analyzing the metaphysical, like, but like you have a science to your spirituality type of thing with your attitude. And you are a 4 life path.
I know.
You're a master builder. You're building things. You're a builder of community, and you're like you care about foundation and all that stuff. So those two together is a master number 11 too. That's
No,
life path and attitude. Yeah.
no way.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
That's no one. That's attractive to I mean, like how could I not be attracted to that if it's what I am? And you know what I'm saying? That sounds like, can I meet this person? You know what I mean?
You love yourself as you should.
Oh my gosh, I know. Oh, it's crazy. So funny. It's sorry, can we talk about that for a second?
Please do.
I can't stop laughing at everything, but it's not like, oh, I'm plagued by it. It's genuinely bliss, but it feels manic, but in a sense of which that like there's no way, as if I haven't been for years, you know what I mean? But like it's like it can't be this easy. It's like there's no way everything is this easy now. I'm just like emailing my boss. Like I don't know if we were talking about that before. It was before. I sent an email that stood up to myself in a very kind, normal, compassionate way, but it was definitely the stopper of cycles in which that the buck stops here. Like this responsibility is not going to get any past, like, you know what I'm trying to say? And it went amazing. And in a sense that I wasn't reprimanded, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was cool. That's like a self-love attribute, I think, that I knew that no matter what happened, like we'd be cool. So
And that must and so I do want to make it extremely clear why this is huge for you specifically, because you are a 4 life path. 4 life paths are the meanest to themselves. They are really not nice to themselves. 4 attitudes, like people with 4 in their charts often are very like, you could do it perfectly. You could do it better. And I can see, like, I'm rolling a marble and it's not perfect glass. There's cracks in my foundation. Like, and it's not like it's still a smooth surface. It just needs to be so perfect for you. And now, like, at the point where you're like, okay, you know what? Because it's also about boundaries. If you have boundaries, you don't have to be perfect for people. Because, like, go away. You're not allowed in my imperfected space.
Oh my gosh. Even today, I even posted like a little sum on my story. I was just like, just because someone isn't terrible to you, doesn't mean you have to do anything about that. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, you can reflect it in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, sure, you should if you can, right? But like also the obligation that may or may not be there depending on the parameters doesn't exist. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can just be like, thanks. And then that would even be enough. I feel like that was, which may not sound like some major revelation, but it is. So that was nice. So that was very spot on. I'm not surprised that you're very spot on, but I will say it.
Thank you. It's validating for me. My ego loves that. Please.
I also want to say that I know that I mean, maybe this is just me, but I don't necessarily know the entire purpose of why we're sitting in front of each other. But I do know I'm really grateful to be sitting in front of you and to be able to like talk to you and not only like be heard in like the world that I've made, but like your world is also so built that like when they are like, introduced to each other, it's not some massive breakdown. It's very integrating and it's just like healing or just nourishing. But, so thank you. I know that you have like your allotted energy and you're like, I can't imagine like, for as long as you've been. So thank you is all I'm saying.
Thank you. No, I'm very thankful to hear that. And it's true. I don't know why either. I don't know why these were the videos, like, because I've been making videos and doing stuff and like whatever, but this is what resonates with people. But it's also something that It doesn't matter if things resonate with people. I've done things that resonate. I've had lots of followers or whatever, and I'm like, I am exhausted. This is the one thing that just doesn't exhaust me. And so it's like, yay, together. But I don't know why we're talking. And we probably may never know why. There might be some random person who hears just a snippet of a word of a conversation that somebody else is hearing in a coffee shop, and then that sets them into the utopia that we need.
Well, I got a download, and I feel like it's my duty to say it. And it's Baba Booey. So whoever needed to hear that, let this be. I'm sorry. I don't.
You're allowed to cuss. This is the point. You're allowed. We're grown.
In my vocabulary to say that, so I knew it was for someone somewhere.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey. Oh wow. I don't even know what that's from, but I know the words. I know the reference-ish, but I don't know the reference.
It's very unfortunate because I do know, but I have that thing where it's like, I know, but if I say it, there's that truth that's like, that's wrong. Like, you know what I mean? But okay. I want to say, I'm getting Larry David mixed up, but he's like a radio host guy, and he's like, you know what I mean?
Howard Stern.
You.
Yes.
Like, is Larry King even the name I'm thinking of that writer?
You said Larry David originally. And now Larry King. See, I see what's going on, spiderweb thoughts.
So who's King then? Like, who's that? Like, who?
Larry King is this guy. He's got the shoulders and the suspenders, and he's kind of like this, and he's got the glasses.
Oh, that's perfect. They all fit, I think.
Yeah. That goes in a line. That was like, yeah. We saw that connection, those dots.
But yeah, okay. So there's that for someone who needs it.
Whoever needs that, because I mean, somebody needs that. They will understand the reference. We may never know. The world may never know, but they do, and that's what they needed to hear in the coffee shop.
Love it.
Wow. Oh, goodness gracious. So you're slightly younger than me.
Like how much?
By 1 year.
No. Oh, why is that?
Like a little sister. I'm your older sister.
Why is it making me emotional?
Oh, it's gonna be okay, baby sis.
Where have you literally been? No.
I know, for all of my sisters, I haven't been around. I literally have been elsewhere. I have one brother.
I get it.
Yeah. But I'm always the eldest. I try to be the eldest, even for the people who are older than me.
I completely get that, I feel like. And I feel like you really fit that role, no matter the scenario, that was provided. And that's like unfortunate and also amazing,
I love it. Yeah, it's like I got a super old name, like, so I'm like, dang, I got a super old name. Like,
I didn't even put that together.
And I'm like, I gotta be old. I can't. I've been 82 since I was a baby. So,
yeah.
But like, really though, it's really good to see that you're having that self-love, because that really builds such a great foundation. Because now you're going to just get to be that pillar of society that you are.
Isn't that crazy? It's with every moment. Under the impression that I thought this was a reschedule, I was like, well, thank goodness there's been a week, because I thought it was last Wednesday. But that entire fake week of allotment that I didn't have before, a lot had moved in a place where I'm like, oh, cool, whatever this would have turned out, not that I think it would have turned out weird before, I knew a lot more solidly that it was like going to be awesome. And you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your expressions are so good.
Oh,
it's so charming. I can't help it. You were doing stuff.
It's so weird. Turns out people like it when I'm myself. Something I knew. But like couldn't hold like for very long, I guess.
It's heavy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yourself is like the biggest thing in the whole wide world. So it's like,
yeah, it's like the thing, right? The one thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh Lordy. I'm sweating profusely.
I'm opposite. I'm freezing.
Really? Okay, good. Because we'll balance it out. Whoever's watching this will be very warm, gently
I'm
So
like,
you won't even feel temperature. It's so
right,
perfect.
right. I'd like to just like transcend that for this moment, please.
Oh, golly. Like I am just like I wore a patterned dress so people won't see my sweat stains as much. I'm not embarrassed of them. It
Totally.
just happens to be the day that I get to wear this. It's my 5-day in the world.
Ah, okay. Okay, so I've heard 5. Can I tell you my impression of numbers? And then I
Yes, please.
oh, because I understand this is like my guys or like, eyes,
Yeah.
gaze. But
Gaze.
oh,
Gaze guides. Guides gaze.
oh yeah, guys. Yeah. Oh, now I just wanted to start telling you the numbers I've been seeing recently all of a sudden.
Please do. I'll write them down and then we'll get back to them.
Okay, I guess let's do overall for the last 3 years, kind of like for sure I have the marker point where I was like, okay, fuck. 114, 14, blah 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 blah. Yeah, all the never really like triple fours or not. Like that's more of like a recent thing. It's always the ones. And then I guess like before, if I was a child, I'd say 1, 3, 13, which would make sense because I guess 4 being my life path number, maybe. So, but that was all the time. But let's say for what's calling out to me to tell you, because I write down all of them, but what's calling out to me to tell you is 929, 515, 818, 344, I guess.
Okay.
And I feel like there's one more. I guess 96.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Good choice. Good choices. Good guides. Good guides gaze. That's good.
Triple G is what we're like.
Truly.
Oh my God, Triple G is actually like a hard name. That's
I feel like honestly though, you're like the most G that you're triple.
3? Like, yeah.
There's 3 games. Okay. Okay. I want to know your impressions of numbers.
Okay, well, I may or may not remember all of them, but I will say, okay, yeah. Oh, right.
Okay, just regular. Yeah.
So the way that I'm interpreting them is like sometimes I will add them if I'm getting the vibe, okay, so there's a collection, let me add them, or I'll do the multiplying one, which is always like the one that makes me go, what? Like, well, you know what I mean? Like the adding one makes me feel like, okay, like a little bit. Sorry, but other times when it's like I'm just like looking at the numbers as they are, I'm not supposed to do anything to them. Sorry, I'm just laughing because I don't think I've described this to anybody.
It's you start to sound like I'm like the way whenever I'm like, oh, and then you do this, and I'm like, you know what? I get what I sound like. I understand.
It's like, and I think that was one of the first things I feared. Like one of those, like when you're like about to jump off or in or out, was like, are people gonna want to throw me in a home? Like, but then I just had to read books, and then I just had to realize that there's like Eastern culture in which that I can just have this conversation, and they're like, yeah, okay, shut up, like, you know what I mean? Like this,
like that's rare. Yeah, you're just like an astrology girl or something. You're just like one of those. Yeah.
So so that was funny to go through. Oh, okay, so so lately I've been seeing a ton of, I'll say, okay, more recently the 11s, but like 2s also within that sort of bubble, and then in a whole new bubble, and it's almost like this is super me and a guide, or me, right? But this is like very intimate. Like I don't even tell this to you in this moment. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like those moments. Yeah. It's 919 and like 515 or whatever. And when I first realized that it was like one of those intimate moments, I was like, I saw an imagery with just the way I had written down the number, which coincidentally looked a lot like some older script versions of numbers. Like, you know what I mean? Which is something that I try to do if I'm not like, well, that's not how it's supposed to look. Like, I don't like, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Then I'm like, oh, okay, that's why I did it like that, I guess. But I realized that like 919 looks like an owl. And so then like, well, also owls a ton. And then, so then I realized that 515 666 are flames. And then 515, I want to say mountains, but I think that's wrong. I can't. So I don't know, right? But a 484 is looking like a waterfall now. I don't know. But do you know what I mean? So that happens recently, and it happened like twice, right? But usually I'm over here like angel number, this. What's the vibe? Because I can tell when they're like, okay, this bitch is not going to get this part. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So sometimes I'll just look at it like the actual meaning of what people give to numbers. What? What? Is this bad? Or like
it's
bad,
the worst. It's
bad.
actually the worst. This means bad things. No,
I know.
it is bad. Actually, it is bad though, because like
Okay, sorry. Yes. Let me stop.
it's no, please do. I love it. If we were together, we'd be like, oh, everybody would be like, how are they hearing each other? So that's how it's always gonna be. Are you reading people?
On accident. I didn't realize that I was doing it for like a long time.
But are you posting? Are you talking about these things? Are you sharing?
I'm tapping into. Okay, so I'm very selfishly. I need my community right now. So
Right.
like, and I'm calling them in, but then I'm accidentally realizing, oh, that's not the community I needed. Oops, because I'm not doing enough of like future connecting. I'm me and her locked in, but like I need to like experience all these little like not experiences to get there anyway. But I guess it's like, so they're coming in and things are great. Boundaries getting up, clearing out what I don't want, understanding whose energy is what. But because of this desire that's like clearly on the forefront of my mind, like clearly my soul needs this like love that like I am making, to be either reflect, whatever. I don't even like to talk about it because I don't want to bastardize what it could be due to the way I've always viewed love. I'm trying to like keep an open mind, but I know that it's there because I'm, like I said, making it, I guess, regardless. So what I am doing is I'm not tapping into frequencies at all except mine. And then so like on my Instagram right now, I actually just recently started like hope core posting ish, only because I can feel what the vibe is that are looking at me. And I feel like this would be said, and whoever is going to look at it right now, that's it. And it seems to be working, right? But before that, I was literally making really weird art. I can show you one, maybe. It's super weird art. And then I'll like channel, write everything, like, and then I'll add symbols and synchronize maybe signals. And so like, it's not necessary. It's very esoteric. I'm going to be super for real. Like it's going over a lot of people's heads. And then, which is why I started doing the Hope Core stuff, because I just recently realized I have interest in connecting to the people that are drawn to me on a much, much less Gnostic perspective, I guess is the right word. You know what I mean? Or the symbolism isn't clicking yet or whatever, or they just don't give a fuck. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. So that's happening. And it is, I think people are drawn to it because they can see the imagery and symbolism. And then the words that are being said are one, I haven't seen them anywhere. I've read books in which that like I'm pulling from, you get me. But in terms of like coming from my mouthpiece with the imagery provided, I think it's hitting. I'm stuck between, okay, so do I make it more digestible or do I keep focused so that whatever frequency I am tapping into, that's who I should be focusing on? Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Okay.
Because a big reason that I started posting was because I was noticing that I was tapping into a frequency and it was like annoying me. It was pestering me. Yeah. And sometimes I get like anxiety and like all this other stuff. And now I already have my other stuff to worry about. Now, what is this random thing? Yeah. And so sometimes for some reason your face is meant to talk to those people to get them to the point where you're at. Gnostically, like like people are meant to elevate, and so that they can only hear certain parts of your words right now, and they'll miss some of it, but they're still able to hear some of it, and those will like kind of like it's the water seeping into the super dry dirt.
You're so right, because why on earth would I need an immediate result? Why would I need everyone to be like, hey, I'm here, thanks, like you're right, because it is maybe in like 2 months. I'm pulling this from a video I had just watched, but like maybe in 2 months from now, they'll just like hear a bird caw and then it'll just like hit like all of a sudden. And I think you even made like a joke, like even just now with the coffee shop, funny joke, Baba Booey reference. Like, so you're right. I don't know. I guess like there's this part of me that's like wants my creation to do well. And I'm like, but that's silly, and I know that it is, and it's fine, and you know what I'm trying to say.
I mean, you're an artist. Of course, you want people to see your art and like embrace it. They
And the
want,
perfectionism and the stability.
yeah, of course,
Well,
but
I
also you want them to see the details. What?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Please. Oh yes.
I wonder if you can actually. And then so like this one's actually pretty cool. Okay, so it's like conversations with myself, right? And so then it'll have like, could you have seen? Did you see?
I thought, yeah.
So then it'll have like dialogue where it's like, let me find a funny one. That was a red flag. I was expressing it was a red flag. Like, you know what I mean? Like cute little inner dialogue. So that's like a new thing I'm trying.
Yeah.
And I'm also realizing I'm accessing like really, really smart young boys that are like on that precipice of like, you know, that red pill, and it kind of gets like kind of dark really fast because there isn't like that other aspect to balance it out. Safety and like a feminine aspect is what I'm kind of just pulling. I don't know if that's what it is. I don't know. So like I'm pulling into like my more like masculine comedy side, which that I often tried to like not do because I was like, a lady must not make loud noises, you know? So that's really fun. Just like making a meme style format. But usually I'd be making stuff like this. Like, I don't know if you can see it. This is
what?
So like it's just like me. This is awful. Maybe you could just like put a link to my Instagram.
I mean, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna just like look in the description below.
No, because like look at her.
Legitimately.
I'm like very chill. Like
and also you're gonna be, of course you're amazing at art. You're good at whatever you put your mind to. But like you are a talented being.
Oh my God, stop. No,
I'm not even flattering you. I'm just saying what the numbers say. Okay. This is 4. The world is a 4 in my eyes. Like the earth is a 4.
I get that. It's Earth.
Yeah. Like it just feels like it's stable. It is like in the golden zone or whatever, the Goldilocks zone. Like we are exactly where we need to be. And it would only happen because of the stability that we're in. And so all that balance, all that other stuff. And so naturally you're good at stuff. Honestly, people are probably like not even surprised that you're good at stuff.
They're mad at it.
Yep.
Because I'm like genuinely every time surprised that I'm very good at it. I'm proud of myself too loudly, which also isn't, a lady does not be proud of herself loudly, you know?
Yeah, they really don't like that.
Which was hard for me to do the self-love part because it's like, oh no, I'm harming everyone around me every time I'm proud of myself. Which is
weird because like that isn't like people who actually love you don't feel harmed by you being happy.
Crazy. And it's like I feel as though that the love that they have or love, whatever, the feeling that they're experiencing, obviously everything is something, right?
Yeah. Suffering, blah blah blah.
Right. You know, and I think that like an issue of mine, you had said thresholds once, and it like unlocked something that was
I remember you saying threshold.
Literally, I would get so offended. I was like, how dare you walk in my palace with your dirty feet? But they didn't realize their feet were so dirty. Like they didn't realize that. And so that I was like, thresholds. Like I was putting everybody under this understanding that they were aware of what they were doing. Which I'm not aware of what I'm doing a lot. So like what a crazy thing to think. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that was freeing. So, you know,
I'm so glad the one word thresholds, like literally Baba Booey. So Baba Booey.
So Baba Booey. Like
if I ever
Baba Booey taps you, it's because I got Baba Booey real quick.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Oh God.
I hope this bleeds into the spiritual community. Like when people talk about like downloads, they're like, did you
just Baba Booey? I just got Baba Booey.
I'm making it so.
As it should be. We have manifested it here.
I think it would make the people, I think that was my goal actually. To like really fully lock in was that like, I want this to be so fucking digestible. Like I used to be like, oh my gosh, I should honor these really ancient knowings because of clearly the history. Oh my God.
Oh.
Like, you know, and it's like,
Oh my gosh, I opened up and my arms look like your hands for a second. It was weird.
Are you? I haven't. Wait, am I?
I'm below you, so like right now, no one else can see it. But yeah, there it is. You're doing my hand. I have such long forearms.
No, you went like this, so the heart was never going.
Oh no, you're doing a heart.
Okay. I hope this is.
Hold on, let me do a little. Okay. It's not even gonna show up because it just shows one of us at a time, so we're gonna look so weird. But that was for us.
And I love that. Someone can be real creative in their head.
They can put it together. They can.
Yes. But yeah, I realized that like, yes, nothing is new in a sense. Hold on, my work computer up. Riley. What do you think about that name?
You know what it makes me think of?
Yeah, maybe.
Go save Riley. You go. You know the All Dogs Go to Heaven? That split?
Oh my God, no, the movie's coming back. Oh no.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it.
Yo, you made it. Ha,
yeah. Okay, so wait. Now I'm thinking, is that not Inside Out? With like Bobo?
Possibly? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I think he does the same. He's one of the people that has a voice or something. It is Inside Out.
Yeah.
That's totally right.
Like All Dogs Go. I immediately saw like the bridge, right? The Rainbow Bridge. Like when you had said that, I was like, wow, is this a fake movie? But no.
But no, that's right. I don't know why All Dogs Go to Heaven came to my head.
It's I mean, incredible.
And maybe he does a similar voice or something, and that popped in my head or something. But yeah.
Maybe that concept
is Inside Out.
Like
that's such a good movie.
Oh my God, I haven't seen the second one. But
I haven't either. I've heard too many things. I'm like, I am just now done with my inner child. My inner teenager is currently raging.
I am currently in my inner teenager. It is. I'm so single. I'm so fucking single. Like it's healing and exactly what I needed. I can't tell you how much Teen Mia is out here like purring. Like we're really proud for her. We're very happy for Teen Mia because all the other Mias are practicing discernment. So it's like she's allowed to be her little freak flag. Like I keep like one of my like fun memes was like sorry, I'm such a pervert. I just did a lot of healing and inner work and I don't have really a strong access to the shame frequency. Like, you know, it's like a really mouthy text. So like that would make me go, okay. You know, because like that's another part of why I want to make everything digestible and why I think my mouthpiece in particular in terms of this understanding and wisdom is because I'm pretty chill. It's like, let's make this chill, guys.
Even when you do you do this thing, and I'm like, I love that.
Someone's like trying to get into like spirituality, and then all they get are these stoic faces that are like,
it's very serious.
I'm
like, can you cuss? Can you fart? Can you show me that you're still a human being?
Like, if that's how they need to channel their highest understanding, and they cannot be in any other way, I applaud you for your efforts. Oh my God, I could not.
Do you? Yeah, because that's totally them. That's how they are. Awesome.
Right. Yes, because there are people that won't take me seriously, right? There are people that are gonna be like, look at this. What is she, high? I don't know. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, because I do be giggling.
Maybe. Mind your business. Like, did it resonate or not?
And I think that's the fun part about being scared of taking on this role as just loud on a stage, we'll call it for now, is because I was really worried about doing the opposite of my desires. Like accidentally, because I have had memories in the past in which that like I knew I wanted someone to be in a better my controlled what I wanted for them, right? Like, oh my God, like, but I could see their struggles and I could just like go, and like I would do not great things now, seemingly. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like I'm a peach, but I was very like, you know, I want this to go this way and I know I can make it go this way. And then in the end, they'll be really, really happy about it. But I understand how stuff like that isn't great now. Not like, it's not great. It's like, no, literally, like it's not going to work in a way. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Like they have to decide it for themselves.
Right. Yeah. So that's like, you know, but it is not great also. But so I kind of forgot, but I'm trying. Oh, right. I am handling every scenario in which that can come up where I've had someone it's really incredible. But I wouldn't consider myself really religious. But on the come up, I was reading a ton of old religious texts, like, and I still use the Bible and a bunch of stuff like to read. But you know what I mean? I'm just sort of clarifying for maybe anyone who's listening. But there is someone who I want to say they're from Pakistan and they're Muslim. And I think that they were you could tell that they were someone who would defend their beliefs online a lot, because clearly it's a topic, it's nuanced, right? And heavy. Nuance is such a tiny baby word, right? But like, you get me. So it was something about Mark Zuckerberg had said something like divine masculinity is something, if you remember, I don't know. Again, news. But it was the post, because I do follow cool, like, I don't now actually, but at the time it was religion stuff, I guess I'll say. Or technology stuff. That's what it was. It was a tech thing. And then it was, I was in a religious standpoint when I answered about it. I was just like, I would argue to say it was something about how there's too much masculinity on the algorithms, right? And I was like, I would argue to say that maybe there isn't enough masculinity, and what we're seeing is a more immature version. Nothing crazy, but just like, it's there, we have it, but I don't think in terms of what the word means, that ain't it. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. That's what I said. It was very like, not really, it was pretty wishy-washy of a statement, I guess. And then so he was like, do you know what I mean? But he was just like, well, what do you mean? Why does a man have to be healed to be this? I was like, a man doesn't have to be anything. But if we're talking about masculinity, that's what that is. Like, do you know what I mean? And like, he was just like, not prepared to be met with not anger, I guess. And so then the two of us ended up talking, still couldn't tell you his name or what he looks like. He's just like someone on the internet, about like really, really, I've never really looked into like the Muslim culture, and to hear it from someone who like straight up, like, no, it's this whole thing. I want to call him like I don't think this, but if there were to be a word, incel. But like, but it was like a real sweetie patootie, and we really talked about pretty cool stuff. So what I'm trying to get at is that like, I don't need to know everything or understand, or I don't have to worry about tripping up on something, because I genuinely respect and care about everyone else's beliefs and sovereignty and where they're at. And I genuinely am just curious, one, and I want to like not get the correct information I'm looking for because I'm like looking for something. And that kind of like cleared away any other blockage I had about being so vocal about this stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Because like, even like whenever you say like, you're like, it's like these younger men who are like right on the precipice of like becoming like, that's what I tended to notice. Like, even whenever I was like doing my other stuff, like I've always like been like the cool person. Like, oh, well, you get it, you're a cool chick. I'm like, yeah, but it's also and I'm like, it's like, because I have some masculinity in me, but also like I'm still feminine enough for them to like,
beautiful. Look at
like,
it's like,
look at you,
really spit like, and then
they're like, yes,
yeah.
So they're able to hear you. And a lot of times, like when it comes to like men or like people who are like attracted to women, they have to be attracted to you to listen to you, especially with femininity, because like femininity isn't all these things. It's supposed to be like a little bit more quiet and in the dark and all these, but it's like, it's still something like when I like the way you say with my mouthpiece, like that specific, like you are supposed to talk to specific people who are like maybe coming to you for the wrong reasons. Like they may like physically see you and like, oh, that's just some hot chick that I like, and then like, but then they listen to your stuff.
I don't want to like put people on blast, and because I will be like sharing this. This is like going to be open for people, or is this just like, okay,
it'll be available?
Sharing the link to, because I do have like this small legion of people that, legion is such a funny word, but I just mean like,
I love legion.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
they all have them.
Like, sorry, that was like a recent revelation for me. So, but they're like, love them all. By the way, I feel like I may not have established. Like, I feel everyone that's in my energy field deserves to be there, and I feel confident about that. Is what I'll say. Why was I? Oh wait, I don't know why. I'm thinking about how lucky I am to have like so many people that like listen to my words and cherish it. Oh right, I'm realizing that a lot of the reasons why this certain group or connection of people, and because this is actually crazy, because I'm recently divorced, like it just got finalized this recent Tuesday.
Oh.
We're like still like, I love this man. Like, not like I love this man, but like he's like a man that I love. It doesn't, and it was bad, the ending, but it had a lot to do with the aspect of lust and how that, I don't know if how, but there's a secret life involved, right? And as someone who was in the ministry, I'm like, I was on the other side for the first time, I guess I'll say, which was like incredible for me because I didn't realize. Joey, he's blacking. That like there was so much treasure to be found in that certain like wound, right? For me, so like when he had the D-Day, right, the Discovery Day. Hold on, Joe, come here, come here. A good boy. That's a good boy. Come here. That's a good boy. Okay, so it's just the male.
But he needs to let you know.
I'm very grateful. But other than
but he also I don't want my dog to bark at all. I want them to be surprised with the bite.
Totally. Right, this is a very gentle dog, I swear.
Yeah, no.
It's essentially so because I've always been, you get this, you've said this once, because of what I've looked like and spoke like, adults would mistake me for adults when I wasn't, is what I'll say. And so I've always been, for as long as I can remember, navigating lust and what it does to humans, what it does to families and people and boys and love and blah, blah, blah. And I always knew that I loved it. I loved connection, and I didn't have this demonized version of it. I was just confused why something so innocent and beautiful, like, and I'm not saying like with rules. It's like, if we just do it right, it'll be fine. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there were no rules. I mean, safety, consent, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I would never hold anyone, ooh, or like, you didn't make me this, like, that's crazy. When I was younger, I had a very like healthy, I had a legion. No, so sorry. But what I'm trying to get at is everyone that currently is gaining something from me currently in this certain field have a addiction to where it's splitting their lives apart. They're lying to people they love. They're the things in which that need to be utilized are becoming things that are going against their core values, like hard. And now that, because my ex-husband, bless his little heart, now that I was able to see, just because I had such a close proximity and it was such a polarizing reality switch to see what I saw. Like I was like, oh my, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh no. And then I ended up diving deep because like I said, I was in the industry in a sense. So like I just had my own little world. Right. And of course I knew of other things, but it's different when you experience it, of course. So now I can see it. I can smell it on people. And I'm realizing that it's the same smell that people have had when I was a child, my whole life. So now I'm realizing like I'm giving, not only am I giving myself an opportunity to like reenact and redo with you know what I'm trying to say, right? In these scenarios, which one, they're all a lot younger than me. I'm almost 30 and I love it. Like I love that. It makes me feel safe because for the first time, my body's the age in which everyone has been treating me. Does that make sense? So like, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm 30. Dude.
Yeah.
You know
I should be sexy now.
Yes, I am very sexy.
I'm very grown.
That I'm allowed to be sexy, or that I am in which sexy, I shall say.
This is when it is appropriate.
Yes, for everyone.
To be found sexy. Yes.
So yeah, I guess I didn't want to like call people out. I don't know if you're gonna have to cut a lot of this out. Don't know, but I'm just saying.
Unless you want me to, I
personally,
I'm good.
Like, I'm full of people's privacy. I don't think but and I think maybe because this is another thing. It's a lot. Like nobody likes to talk about their sexuality. This in general, and like even not even sexuality or like just desires, and often those overlap. They Venn diagram, right? And it's hard, and we're getting closer and closer in terms of like more laws to protect. Yeah, and then as well as providing a safe space where it's like it's okay to be like a gooner, dude. It's fine. Because people are just like, I'm not saying like you probably would benefit from change. You know what I mean? But like you don't have to fight it.
That's what it even started becoming. I noticed that like I was learning these Gnostic things. I'm like, hey, so like I would be fine with helping you do something to the point where you're raising your pranayama. but not necessarily to the point where I know that you're actively shelling out more payment than what you're actually giving, even though you don't realize. So I'm like, even letting them know, like, hey, a lot of my clients end up going on like celibacy and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe that's what it was for a little bit. Like I was a sex worker who led people to go on celibate roads, and I'm like, hey, but do it right. Otherwise, you're gonna be a gym bro, and you're gonna be super obsessed. And you're gonna hate women, so you have to do it with the both.
Like legitimately. And the self-love also gave me armor to like approach these men that are like, it literally feels like I'm walking up to a porcupine who's constantly shooting shit out. And it's like I have daggers in my face, and I'm like, bro, you're good, bro. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like there was this
Nobody's attacking you.
yeah, and it's because I'm just loving you.
Yeah.
Like even as simple as you said something that you probably are spiraling about because oh no, right? And then I'm literally like, you're cool, dude. Like
I'm not mad.
that's it.
I'm not offended.
And it's like it feels like this. I can feel it now. You know what I mean? Like I'm all of a sudden like doomed, and I'm like, what the hell happened? And then I'll get like a text, and it's like, hey, I'm sorry that, and it's like, oh no, like this.
I didn't realize you were holding on to that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because what? Like, you know what I mean?
I laughed and moved on. I was like, oh yeah.
No, I need your help to see what you saw. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. I feel like, is this like,
No, you're not. I don't think so.
am I forward?
If I feel interrupted, I'll tell you.
Please.
I will.
Thank you.
I do that. I mean, I haven't so far ever felt interrupted. I'm interested. The whole reason I'm here is because I'm interested in talking to you and to whoever is ever. I'm like, I'm getting to know you. So it's good to know that this is who's resonating with me, honestly. So it's good for my ego. And also lets me know that, you know, that's people obviously want to watch you. You're Legion for a reason. So I'm glad that's the journey you're on.
Thank you. I wanted to say, like, I've probably already touched on it, but like, I just giggle when I watch you. So like to think that like we could be so similar and to like reflect, or it's just like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like that's nice. Cause you're probably the coolest hang in every room. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
you know,
yeah,
I do. I'm not trying to brag, but I am pretty chill, and I bet you are too. I bet you're like, people are like, I like her.
no, that's just fun.
Even if I'm wrong, even if I'm lying to myself, I had a good time with myself.
So much fun. Like, so it's fine. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's been really good. And like even the numbers that you have, like 99, the 515, the 818, those are all sandwich numbers.
Yeah, what's that?
I mean, that's just something I call them.
It's like reading me. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just like with this one, especially like 99, that one comes up pretty often. I've been getting it a lot, and I'm like, so I'll put it, and I'll like, okay, but I've been saying this a lot to people, you know. But it's basically, you know, it's an 11 too.
Mm-hmm. Why am I having such like? I know why, but I'm not okay. So I have like I just figured this out. I'm your Aquarius, Uranus in the 11th house.
Oh, I feel like I have something like that. No, I think Uranus, Aquarius.
Do you?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think my Uranus is in Capricorn or something. My Aquariuses are this. Mercury?
Yep.
And Mars. And I think
I love your tattoos, by the way.
Thank you.
No, I always look at I don't know what it's called. I know it's like maybe energy and angel-y, like the I love it.
Yeah. Thank you. They're triangles, and it's the fifth element. It's earth, water, and air, because I don't really have fire in my chart.
That makes sense. Love that. I just figured that out today, like the elements. Not today, it was probably 7 days ago. But you know what I mean.
I don't know why I feel like that.
Literally growing up every night, my mom says this. It could have happened like 3 times, but she says every night at 3 a.m. I would just like show up to their door, literally, and I would just speak in full sentences.
At 3 a.m.
Yeah,
The creepiest kid. We need to return her.
teenager. It stopped doing that, and I was like, controlling dreams. But then I would like, oh, I wake up every night at 3 a.m. and I had just finished watching Emily Rose at like the ripe age of 8. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
As soon as I learned that this is the witching hour, and I had been waking up at that time, and I'm like, no. I would just be so scared at 3 a.m. I don't want to wake up my mom.
I didn't want to burden anybody with this tea.
I didn't even want to move out of my bed because what if it knows?
Oh my God. I made a literal fortress with my blankets. I was like, if I can't breathe and I'm sweating under here, probably.
At least I'll die safe from a heat stroke.
Dude, I'm so like you going like, no.
That's what it felt like.
It's so right. Every time I'd be like, come on.
I didn't even want to look at the clock. I'm like, why do I have to know what time it is? I already knew. I'd been doing it. I'm like, it's been haunting me my whole life. It's been following me. And it's just like, no, you're just in tune. You're a baby.
Raised Catholic too. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, everything you're experiencing, you're being possessed. Holy crap. Like,
it's my time, by the way. It's like, that's like, it really makes you feel like, oh no. Like, none of
even now
you get scared. Like, oh, actually, what was that?
Because like things that look like sleep paralysis demons, I don't know. Maybe just other entities that are not really me. They're other ones, whatever. That feed off of energy I don't necessarily like to make, whatever. They like will show up now that I'm like kind of, I guess, open, I don't know, or just aware of, right? And it like, there are times where it's like, you're really trying to scare me, huh? Like, it's like, you're really trying to get that fear energy, huh? And then they just kind of like the vibe of like, huh. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
It's like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because there would be times they were like, like they'll like literally be like, just to scare you. You goddamn you, and then you laugh and you're like, you motherfucker.
That's literally what it is. That's so fucking cute.
I mean, even like the sleep paralysis demons, as they say, like it's like kind of when you're in that, you're almost astral projecting,
right?
And like, so I'm like, I don't even experience sleep paralysis anymore because I'm like, oh, that's just the part of because like I used to do this thing where I'd be like, just snap my head out of place and then I'm fine. And then I'm awake. Just wake up my body.
I literally will do like, I'm like, yeah.
And that's the scariest part is when you're trying to just like make the one muscle movement. And I'm just like, fuck it, I'll go to sleep. If you want me to sleep, I'll just sleep.
Dude, the mental navigation is so hilarious. Like,
you're like, where's my body? Okay, let me try and use my voice. I can't scream.
Yeah. My least favorite is when I decide to like verbalize it, whether it be mentally in the dream or like, cause like there are times where I'm like, okay, I'm in a dream. I'm gonna sneakily get out, and then there are other times where it's like you're in a dream, and I'm like, like you know what I mean?
Don't say it so loudly, like and you're stuck here. Not you, no.
But yeah, no, and then it's almost like they're not mad at me for addressing it. I don't know, the vibe,
the energy.
It's more like, and I'm like, hey, hey, like.
Because each time, like, it takes it to where we can't, like, actually fully astral. It's like, I feel like it's like our egos are just like, okay, they're like, oh, here are your shadow people. To be like, you have to be so scared. Yeah, that fear energy is no joke. I'm like, okay, because I hate the vibrating energy that you get when you're asleep. And it feels like you're kind of like on a roller coaster. I don't like that.
Once, and it was like, I knew that vibrating, right? And I knew of that energy, but once was it like there was a movie where I was in that position, like, and then I was like the room at the end of the hall, that's where I was sleeping in, and literally I could feel him walking without seeing anything clearly. I was asleep, right? And then he made himself known. I say he because that's just the vibe, but that was the only time ever. And it was like I'm at the foot of my bed, it went like this, and then trigger warning, spooky, I don't know, and then like we like kind of looked, and then it was like that static where you can't hear, it's so vibrating, staticky. And I wasn't like, I was scared, but like I wasn't like scared when I like, you know what I mean? But I wasn't like, but I remember waking up and I was like, that was
intense.
Yeah, like that was real. And I couldn't even tie, if I thought about it, I could probably figure out why that happened maybe, but I don't.
I think it's wise. If
Okay.
you want whatever you want to.
Do you have a vibe?
Like, I mean, in general, what I have been getting vibes from, even whenever you're talking about how you see the numbers and everything, like you're over here talking about how the 666 is fire and like how you're getting these interpretations. It's for me, it's like you have stuff in you, special you type of stuff. So like I can't access that because I'm not you.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Because like I can wear gold, but silver, I can't pull off silver.
I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I think maybe even just that you saying that to me alone could be enough of a key, a big fat key for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Which I've already kind of been like the whole mouthpiece thing, right? Like I've already kind of like been wrapping my head around it. So thank you.
Thank you. Honestly, I mean, because like I'm excited to see all the things that you're going to be doing, and like the numbers are telling you good things. You're destined to be. You're exactly the way that you're meant to be. Like you have all the stuff. Like you are destined to do this. Just like be thankful. Like this is your energy. Like pay attention to the energies around you, of course. That make sure that it's coming back for you. Because like if it is draining you, and when you're done with it and you're exhausted, that's not for you. You have to be full of energy. Like after this, I am going to be doing stuff because I am full of energy.
Okay, so yeah, that's the thing then. It's that part, the funneling part, I guess.
The fact that you chose funneling, why did you choose that word?
Because I realized that there were some in the past, maybe. So maybe it's just like old terminology. But obviously I can see, because there have been times in which that like, but if there is an experience of low energy, which I feel like should be common considering the polarizing aspect up and down of energy, it's not very long. It'll be like last night. Oh my gosh, like I had so much energy in my body. I mean, whatever happens when you get a ton of it or whatever, right? And then right after, I was like, you know what I mean?
Like a cat. You just like have to like, okay.
But it doesn't last very long. And honestly, it just means I need to put some XP, some calories in my body or something, or even as simple as just like, oh, haven't had any water. Nothing's moving in there. Like, you know what I mean? So I'll dance even, or I'll do yoga. I'm figuring out that I have to make the movements for it to move. At least I do, right? Maybe one day I'll be able to just levitate everything.
That's the idea of meditation and all that. Oh, you just like observe your body into like eternity or something.
Right. Because you know what? Like I have mastered it so much, I don't even need the limitations of my human body anymore.
Yeah. I've mastered meditation so much that I don't even need to be still while I do it. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. It's nice. It's fun. I'm having fun. It's becoming a lot less figure it out and a lot less, oh my gosh, we're figuring it out. Like, you know what I mean?
That you're able to. It's like, because you were like doing it for the first time. So
right.
You're allowed to be the beginner every once in a while.
Another key that was very helpful. It's like, hey, you're new at this.
But also like, have you been pretty good at stuff naturally in your life? Yeah. It's like, because it's like something about fours, like they have this base understanding of like how material works. And so like that overlaps into so many departments. Like my partner is a 4. And so like very much like a 9 and a 4, they're the best. Yeah, 4s are, I have a lot of 4s. My attitude is a 4.
Love it.
And my best friend's attitude is a 7, like yours. So it's like we 3, 6, 9 all the time. Like, so it's like if I'm a 3, she's a 6. And so today you're on an 8 date.
Wait, are you sure? Oh no, 7-year, 8 day.
Yeah, 8 day.
So I feel like, why do I keep getting the feeling it's like selfish? But not in a way that we like it. 8 make overindulgence. How about that?
8 can, yes. 8 can definitely overindulge.
So sometimes when I see it, and I feel good and I see it, I'm like, oh no.
Well, I
Am I
mean,
feeling
because eights will overindulge in like food and
like,
sex and everything, like even like having so much fun, like that you hurt yourself. Like people like be mindful of injury because you just have all this energy and you're like, I want to do this, this, and this. But like if you do really good, you get really good in return. If you do really bad, you get really bad in return. Like if you're a
okay?
villain, you'll be the villain on the billboard on this day.
Oh, okay. Duh. Like that would make sense. That would make
It's
sense.
like also like in Chaldean, like with the numerology, like it's the highest number before nine. Like nine is considered like a holy number or like a divinity number, divine number. But anyway, eight is like the top, and it's like a guardian angel number and like all of these other things. So people with an eight life path, you'll most likely naturally be drawn to eight energy because it's double you. Oh,
Okay.
double you. But yeah, it's you two times.
That makes sense.
It's
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, because I think this the idea I had put it like, navigating, I'm sorry, analyzing with intention without attaching inherent meaning kind of constantly, I guess, because I do have to. I struggle with realizing that the information and stuff, like when I need to divine outside of me or divinate, divine,
Mhm.
or when I need to divinate with what I already am feeling. It's kind of it's not like, oh, it's a struggle, but there are times where I'm like, huh, which one is it? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, who is it for? Is it for me? Is it for them? Like, what is
Like,
happening?
that's another thing is like coming into these, I want to call them gifts because they feel like gifts.
Mm.
Understandings, knowings, whatever, connectings is, I'll just be like mad vibing. And all of a sudden I'll just be like hit and I'm sobbing as if my mother was just maimed in front of me. And then like at the time I was like, oh no, I'm sad because whoever was feeling it, I was thinking of them, right? So I was like, oh, I guess I'm in love with them. Like, you know what I mean? I guess I should marry this person because look at these emotions, right? This was a lot of why I've been divorced twice because I didn't realize that I could do that, and that's
Yeah.
what was happening.
Yeah.
So, and now that's easy and fine, and I kind of just like, I honestly, I think what I'm doing is I'm eating it and healing it, and then pooping out back some love. Usually, I'll apply it to the 3D. I'll be like, "Hey, I'm thinking of you." I don't say, I felt you in my chest. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's a little intense. You're there, okay, well, she's in love with me. Right? But look, I just feel everybody in my chest though. Like, but sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. No, but because I do, because it is a sense of like, you clearly are special to me in a sense that like the connection is stronger, clearly,
Mhm.
right? But that doesn't need to mean anything else.
And sometimes like we just have connections strongly because like that's our own ego or something, or like we just
No.
let them in enough to where like we are physically addicted to them, especially like
Yes.
pheromone wise. Like we
Oh
really
my
get
God.
addicted.
This year, honey, I
Okay,
like,
well, because last year was a 6 year for you, so I can only imagine. Six is all about love and marriage and all of that stuff.
whew, it was the most, it was honestly what a perfect way to just skyrocket out of that old paradigm I was in. You know what I mean? It was like,
Mhm.
hey, everything's different.
Yeah.
100% of everything you knew is gone. Let's do this, girl. Like, you know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Because this is about you loving yourself more than anything. Like
Yeah.
you have to love right. People who aren't supposed to be in your life aren't going to be in your life. This is the best time to break up. This is the best time to find love. This is the best time to do whatever it is.
Oh my God,
Shift
that's
it
what I was
right.
gonna say. Why do I feel like, oh, right, the Aquarius and Uranus thing. I just was drawn to realizing that, like, I think a lot of the reason why I'm like not allowing the funnel, right, of love, the love, whatever, the frequency that there is a funnel for this exact desire, I guess, that I want. Because there's other love coming in all the time, but it's just this one. Is like, I think it's because I think that I have to do it in some sort of dogmatic way for it to, so I don't like, ooh, my I won't be disconnected from self, if you know what I mean, or maybe it's a little less that and more so, maybe it's a lot that. Oh my God. But like, it's, I think it's more so, I don't think that someone, I've never met me. How about that? They
Yeah,
don't
you
see
need
me.
somebody who can tick your boxes. And so, like right now, you're in a 7 year, so really, this is the best year to be like, I'm good on the love part. Like, I really being selfish. Like,
Yeah.
actually, don't just say you're selfish. Actually, be it.
Uh-huh.
Don't like, because like this is your permission to go do you and figure that whole stuff out. And if somebody happens to come in and they are the perfect person, then they will fit. Then that'll make sense. But like, I know it's like really, you won't even really feel like much of like the draw to it. But it's also where you're a lot closer to your truest self at this point. So whenever that whole, sometimes you feel like you're in love with somebody because they're in love with you type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not me. And you're able to discern. All your discernment is really on Mia's discernment is on 100,000 right now. So
that's not me.
that ain't me. That's because your emotions don't attack you. When you have an emotion, you understand why you feel that way. You know why you're sad. You know because you were watching a movie that made you sad. Like that's how it happens. Any other time, it's somebody else. You're picking up somebody else's frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just now you get to tell people like, hey, I don't know who you are, random person, because like I'm talking to people in Poland, in Australia, and I'm resonating with them.
I have like a little sweet love in France. I'm officially a girl with a lover in France, and I know he's gonna watch this and he's gonna blush. Oh, he's so adorable and perfect.
How lucky of him.
No, I'm kidding. But no, seriously, he is probably the most reflected I've ever felt. Like, I don't feel as though we have to work very hard to desire to be on the same page. It is like the tools we use in conversation, despite the language barrier, the literal distance, and age gap.
I mean, age gaps can be kind of hot.
But
well,
like
you're 30 now, so like age gaps don't even count. They could be a million years old at this point.
Oh my god, no! You got to do it, Mia. I'm the older one.
Oh, that's good. My mom's 14 years older than my stepdad.
Oh, I feel
19 when they met.
That's crazy and amazing, and thank you.
Maybe that looked super like he just like was grown. He was a grown man. He was a firefighter, had his own place. Like she had no idea how old he was. He just like
no, seriously. I experienced like a sense of anger just even experiencing his love for a little bit, because it's like, how is this younger person, and granted another country, right? Like they're different, and probably, maybe because I read a lot of places about other places, maybe that's why there's a similarity in comparison to my immediate community. But I was just like angry at like everyone I had ever met for being like this. Whenever you were like, stop cursing people, I was like, because I was like angry at people for being, I'm just gonna say it, dumb. It's like, but you're not.
Sometimes they're super dumb though. Like, why would you follow me like that? Like, don't you know how amazing I am?
Yeah,
you followed me so hard.
Look, are you all saying that to me? You look so dumb with your little cotton socks on. Like, you know what I mean?
So specific.
So like, I don't know, but like, he's just this little guy. I call him that because like he is like my little love. I picture him, but he's just like, he's very smart and aware. And I do, if we're gonna use
the grown man,
like plugged in vibes, and I just hadn't ever experienced anything like that before. So that's how I can't tell if this was during our recording or not, but I am calling in people that I am literally like I feel aligned with, and so that's pretty exciting, regardless of the views, right?
It's gonna be nice. How so? If you don't mind me asking, what's the age gap?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. I'm musing. I'm musing.
Muse along. It's very amusing. Me. She's musing, guys.
Okay, it's so funny because this is one of my little dissonance areas. So like, I'm in my selfish year, Miriam.
Don't be selfish. Why are you being so? You're too excited, having such a hard time being selfish right now.
It's like there's a roster, Miriam, and I don't want to give up. Granted, they're not all in France, right?
No, for sure. I think that's pretty specific.
I'm like straight up speaking French on my stories. Like, there's no hidden. I'm just having fun out here, really.
Yeah,
it is
for sure.
Oh, I can't. I think I struggle with it because I was such a hypocrite for so long before I understood a lot of things. Like just being a little girl who's experienced the things I've experienced, I had this crazy with any age, honestly, any love with a girl pissed me off. If I'm being so for real, I was like, if that woman was with a man, and then if any trigger, falsified or not, in which that I was like, that woman is not being, or girl, whatever, it was all my life, right, is not in a good place, and I hate him. Whoever the dude was, I just hated him. So like, I think that's why I'm having this dissonance about this a kid. I call everyone a kid, dear God, is because I don't want to be that like thing that I would point at and be angry about, or maybe I am that and I don't know that yet, or I feel like I tell myself all the time I'm a dog, so I do know that, but like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's weird.
I mean, it's just like ultimately any of us can be that. Like, first of all, this is going to be terrible to say, but children are dumb and they're easy to prey on.
Yeah.
So anybody can be that bad person.
Yeah.
And you don't ever want to be that bad person. Naturally, that's the most hated thing on this earth at this point. And like you're not allowed to be it or whatever. And it's like, first of all, don't come around my kids, I'll kill you. And then also those same people still need help. But it's like at any point, just because we're nice right now doesn't mean that we couldn't somehow be on drugs or go through something that then turn us into this monster. And so we're all afraid of being the darkest versions of ourselves. But accepting the fact that we can be those things often makes it to where we won't be those things.
You're right. And then the dissonance would be, well, what if people think this? Which is
then they will
already. Yeah, which is already, I guess.
Like literally, if he's underage,
no, God, he's not. Thank God.
Then you're that.
No,
but if he's not underage, then you're not. And it's not like you were waiting for him, like, oh, let him hurry up and be of age. He happened to be the age that he was when y'all connected, and he was of age.
And it's not like we're married. I don't know what I'm freaking out.
And y'all haven't even like had physical contact, I'm guessing.
No, we are spiritually so connected. It's almost like it's just very exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. And also there is this for women. There's a reason why there's like this big thing where they're like, oh, she's with a younger man and nobody really likes it a lot. It's because honestly, women most likely after a while are gonna need younger men more than the older men, because women keep going. The older they get, the more energetic they get, and not the same way with older men, and that's okay. Like some people, like they are happy with their stuff and they all work out.
Okay, first,
when you're single,
no matter your age, boo, you are good.
You are able to be all the things and be amazing. But sometimes
little tiny freaks like me, I don't know.
But also, were you allowed to be a freak?
No, that's another thing too, right?
Yeah. So it's like
innocence.
Now you're living that age that you didn't get to live, kind of like the young free age instead of being tied down and married and all that other stuff. Twice. You were doing very serious big girl grown up stuff, and you weren't a big girl grown up. You were a little baby grown up.
I so was. You're so right. You're saying things that like were coming to the surface. So thank you. Like, because that's like what that feels like or felt like it's only been like a week. And also it's just love exchange. Like we literally, like he tells me about his day. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like
adore this conversation, but it's also whenever you're meeting halfway, because like you still have a young energy, even though like you're 30, but you're still like you have a young energy, and he has an older energy, even though he's older, younger.
Such an older energy. I feel like I'm too immature for him.
Well, now to this day, my mom is in her 50s. My stepdad is now almost in his 40s, but not yet. But it's like my mom is still the younger one. He is still very much like, and I am a grown up. And like he's still like he got his ears pierced the other day. Like that's the most like, and he's like, there you go.
I love this because yes, it's just this simple calm, like, you know what I mean? And it's so soothing because it's not like it's a shallow calm. It is this deep, stillness that's like, it's almost like space, I guess.
Stoic. Yeah, like the stoic. Oh, like space. I like that.
You know, 'cause I wouldn't say ocean depths because that's too much. It's like literally like there's no movement happening.
Yeah, there's lots of movement in the ocean constantly.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. He's just like incredible as a person. Like anyone he speaks.
Oh my gosh, I love the way, like, that's just making me think of my partner. That's so good because like I feel like the ocean all the time.
The same.
Very deep and so dramatic, and then the space would be like, just hang out on this bubble. Come on, you just and just encapsulates.
And because like there are ways that where someone could make that bubble for you, where it's like, hey, it's okay to act weird, but he does it in a way where he's like, I see exactly this like forecast of weather, and he doesn't do it by like talking at me. He just somehow reads between the lines in which the words were missing that needed to help put together something, and something only vast and spacious can be able to search through something. As sometimes I am not good at describing what I'm feeling. Okay, so I mean I am, but it doesn't, you know, always. And so he has never slipped up. And if there ever has been, again, language barrier, which he taught himself English so well. His own parents don't even speak English. None of his friends speak English. He's a little genius. I just want to kiss him right now. I just want to forget that. Like he's so amazing. He amazes me constantly. He amazes me. He's incredible. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Stoic, calm, space.
And even you're like, it's only to be able to search through things and find it. Like he's not searching. It's like when you're in space, you can see everything.
That's what it
is.
It's
a lot easier. You're like, are you a 12th dimensional being?
That's what he
Why
is.
are you seeing you're just seeing through my walls? I didn't know there was a wall there.
Oh my God. It's so beautiful. The compliments we say, like, it's like, it feels so inappropriate, but it's in a sense of like, I've never been so intimately observed with such kindness.
There's this song, there's a Maya Rudolph's mom. She's saying "Love in You," that song, but there was also another song that she sang was kind of controversial, which is like, I want you to come inside me. I want you to come inside me and experience this love and all this. And they're like, ooh, you nasty. And she was like, I was talking about spiritually. Yeah. I was talking about you coming to know me in a way that no one else can ever know me, because you are so deep within my being. Not through your body.
Miriam, I wrote this down. Literally, I wrote this down. I was like, oh no, sorry, because this is exactly what it was. But basically, I was saying, because you know, like when you hear a cliche and you're like, okay, why'd the chicken cross? This is a terrible example. Why'd the chicken cross the road, right? And then all of a sudden, 10 years later, you're like, well, that's why the chicken crossed the road, right?
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. So that happened to me with songs because.
Same. Okay.
Electric Steel happened last night. I'm gonna butcher his name. He's gonna be I can't. Privacy. Sorry, I had to protect him for a second.
Yes, agreed.
I just wanted to say his name, but no, he is protected. My wings are around him. But it was Electric Feel, and we were just talking, and I genuinely was I was shocked. Like it felt like on fire, but made out of electricity. And then once that's when I told you I was like, whoa, last night. It was that feeling. And then I realized that song came into my head, and I was like, oh, they're singing about like a legitimate thing that happens when in love. Like it's just an energy thing. Like it's not like some electric feel. It's like, no, it's electric. And that's what it feels like.
It literally feels like electricity. You're like, oh my God. Like, oh.
Yeah, and I was just sitting, and that's why after it, I was like, oh my God. We were just fucking vibing, dude. Yeah. Like, we were just vibing. That's all. Like, amazing. Wow. I think
it feels so good. You realize how little you're vibing.
Oh my. That's what it is as well. It's almost like, I have to remind myself that this is just like a droplet in a massive ocean of water that's like available to me. Like, you know, my perception is so limited. And I'm not to say that I'm not grateful and like I don't adore this person. I just know that it's like one of many portals to understanding like where love is, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like how you say the water thing though, because like earlier you were talking about like, it's like that people are something, and like we were talking about familiarities and stuff and how we're able to absorb things, and it reminds me of water droplets. And like when they get close enough together, they just make one big droplet. And so that's what I feel like a lot of these conversations have been, and why we find our people. Are we able to find our legion? Because the legions that we have outside are the legions, like, reflect a lot of the legions we have within. Because we're going through patterns and cycles, and people are reflecting and like feeling that too. Because like, okay, I didn't even realize I was in a pattern until I was talking out loud.
Well, and I think that's what's so amazing about. There was a term for it. I've heard a few different types of terms for the path in which I feel like I'm most aligned with, I guess, is just like I have to do my lessons through love and heartbreak, or just love in general, the way that I don't have to do anything. I just mean because I didn't have this certain aspect that I truly desired growing up, like that nourishment, which, by the way, I love that you had that with your mom, because I feel like we have so many similarities, and that would probably be the one stark difference between us. You know what I mean? So I think that, like, because of my soul naturally, I don't think it's going around unhealed. I'm aware of it now, but like, I genuinely do my best and heal the most and learn the most when I'm in love with a project, a person, a thing, which I think is just human. One, you know what I mean? But like, my little flavor is very relationshipy. Do you know what I mean? Like, very like romancy. And I'm, until that's over, that's just what it is right now.
Well, it won't ever really be over. Your generation is a 6. So you're always going to be lovey. Lovey is, and also we do learn so much about ourselves in relationships. Like, it really just does. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who are like, you just need to be alone in life. Like, yeah, if you are, then you are. But like, honestly, people get called to do that. They get called to be alone. Like, sometimes you're like, okay, I'll get to meet people, I'll talk with people, but like, your job is to connect with people. So like, you're gonna connect. And it's very easy. And sometimes, it's the wrong people who are closest to you who are getting access. So like, being able to find someone who's like a little bit not here is usually going to be a good sign. Because it gets pretty cloudy whenever you're feeling people's emotions so hard that you can't even feel your own.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The tendrils have too many sometimes. You know what I mean? You gotta like pull a few back, set a boundary. Oh, there was not enough boundaries in this sector. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And if you hadn't done it, then you wouldn't have known that there was no boundaries there, or not enough.
Yeah,
so, we gotta experience it.
We're literally sitting in the truth right now. We're giving little pieces of gold.
As much as they want to take, you can come panning for gold.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
But I feel like I should let you go because it's been over an hour.
It has been. It usually happens. It goes by so fast. We'll most likely do more things. We'll probably talk again another time. And
I have like some video up, your most recent one up. It doesn't feel like it's super aligned to me, but I also feel called to like finish it. So
who knows? Yeah. I mean, they're like, then random, like, hey, so all of a sudden there's a stranger, and I'm like, oh, there's a new follower. Yeah. And they're like, this is exactly. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
So I'm just gonna like look for that Baba Booey in there, and I'm excited. I hope this is like a good one.
I think so. I think it's gonna be great. You're here, so we're good. And do send me your Instagram, like, so I can put in the description. It takes me like a couple days. So, like, it won't be next Sunday, but it'll be the Sunday after that when yours comes up. So,
all right, maybe I'll have like a bigger legion by then to like shoot in this direction.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna take over legions. This is how people take over the world,
That's how Venn diagrams work. Yeah, we're about to. No, I can't play. Like, I love making this joke that like that like the dark side. You know what I mean? But,
it's true though. Like, feminine energy is darkness. I'm like, that is the darkness of the womb right there. It's warm and nice, and then you come out and turns out sometimes you don't have a nice mom, and you're like, what?
It's fine. It's just nature, okay?
I don't know, Mom. It's gonna be the worst scars.
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm always, that one's always trying to open up again, and I'm like, enough.
Well, it's the biggest one because like it's the biggest betrayal because they were supposed to be the one to protect you out of all the things, and they didn't do the stuff, and then they didn't just say sorry. Like, because honestly, that's the biggest thing. Like, moms could fuck up so bad and just be like, I'm sorry, baby. I love you. Thank you for loving me back. And you'd be over it. Like, literally everything. And they just were, but I don't know what that's like.
That's what I mean by like, that brings me so much peace and joy and love that like, one, I'm able to vibe with you. That means that whatever that has been happening or has happened isn't some like personality.
It's not you're not broken, you're fine.
But also I love that you didn't have to endure anything like that as a secondary, but you know. So.
That's the biggest difference. What I noticed is that I had a good mom. I have a good relationship with my mom, and that's a lot of my friends. But yeah, so
if I were to make a fun like guess, it would be because they were like, well, I think the life in which this will be. Let's give her the mom. Let's just give her
at least the mom. Just like everything else.
Wow.
Everything else nobody else wants, and that's
right.
fine.
Yeah. So that's great. I'm glad that worked out.
For sure. Thank you. I am too. Thank you.
Like, holy crap, that's amazing.
And you know what? You will get to be a good mother, not necessarily if you have children, but like to the world. Like there's a lot of mothering energy that you're still providing through like because you're like, oh, I have these jokes, but you're mothering like a lot of sons essentially. And that's coming from like, and because you still have that mother. Everybody has that mother in them, but like you're still able to do it despite having that relationship. And that's how my mom was. My mom has a very shitty mom. She's dead now, so it's fine. But her mom was terrible, starved her, was a drug addict, was on drugs the entire time she was pregnant, prostituted herself, but then also like beat her and all the things. And she was fine with me. Oh, also trigger warning.
Yeah.
In the past, retroactively. But you know, she learned how to be a mom by not doing that stuff. And she ended up being a really fantastic mom. So
I'm really glad you told me that part of her story. Thank you, Miriam's mom, because I just feel in my bones if I decide to. I am now, but I am an incredible mother, simply because of that roadmap, you know, and how much I've familiarized myself with that roadmap as well. I'm not just like, well, that bad, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm sitting in it, I'm looking, and so like to think that like someone who may have had like, you know, if I'm going to align with what your mom's story was like, and then you were the result, that would be the point, I think, of life. Yeah. So,
wow, that really kind of makes my eyes water. So,
I mean, is that not, you know, like, is that not it? Is that literally not the whole point? I'm not going to cry too.
Stop it.
I'm going to say confirmation because, yeah. I'm really happy to meet you.
I'm happy to meet you too.
Cool. So
I can't believe we're crying at the end of this. That was not the plan. Okay. Seriously. Okay. Thank you. Seriously. Oh, well, actually, you know what? One last thing. 96.
96. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. You did react to that.
I did. I get 69 all the time and 96. 69 is when you're giving too much love and not caring about yourself. 96 is about being selfish, putting yourself first, and then love. And so that is you. That's what you do.
You know, it's funny because like I didn't even want to like say it even out loud. Do you remember? I was like, I guess
96. Yeah.
Funny. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for giving me some of your time and your face to put on the internet and to share some of your energy and all of your charm. So thank you. Well, not all of it, just some of it. Because
that's just the surface.
There's so much. Like nobody can have all of it because it's infinite. You know.
No, I thank you for making this stage for me to come and talk on. So thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah.
And then we'll talk again soon with drier eyes. Okay. Yes, we're such babies, but it just matters, okay? Love matters, okay? We love.
So, you know, like and subscribe. You can
comment, share.
I will send you my Instagram though. I'll email it to you now. I'll just say it out loud though as well, just in case.
Yes.
It is Diosamia, which is DIYOSAMIA. That's on Instagram. I also have a TikTok, but it's just like, but you know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, Instagram's where you're going to see the cool art and also my musings.
Good.
For now. I feel like YouTube's going to happen, but also I feel like something much larger.
You should.
I don't know though, but we'll see. But thank you for, again, allowing me to come and show my stuff. And I want to talk to you as soon as possible. So whenever you have energy and room in your life, I would dance right in there.
Awesome. I expect a dance. It needs to be. I'll let you know if I need interpretations of sorts.
Oh, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
warm up.
I'm happy to care for you in any way because you have established like so many like stable places to like think from. So if I can in any way give you anything back, like you have my email.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. That is, I really do appreciate that. And I will, I mean, honestly, I will be, hey,
Please,
I
please.
do that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
okay, good. All right. Well, then you have a good one and I'll talk soon.
Yeah. You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Wowzers. This is always so, whew, I'm sweaty. I'm going to stand up just to kind of air out, y'all. This is always so, this is always so validating. Whenever we have these conversations and I meet everyone, each person who even like is willing to talk with me and stuff. And so yeah, this was a great time. It always is. Every single time it's been a great time. Y'all are so cool. Like I have so many cool people who are subscribed and people who listen to me and care to listen to me. So it's just like finger guns, like wow. Um Y'all keep being cool. Check out Mia's Instagram. If y'all are interested in having a conversation one-on-one and if for roughly an hour, it tends to go a little bit longer. Sometimes it's if it just turns out to be that way, it turns out to be that way. But it's always a delight to get to meet whoever we're meeting on the Zoom, and y'all meeting them with me is really cool. So yeah, let me know. I don't know. I said let me know, but let me know. I guess let me know something. I'm gonna go probably do some stuff because I have a lot of energy and much love. Much love to you all. Keep out a lookout for the numbers and stay synchronized, like and such.